Hello beautiful vibrant thorns, welcome back to another reading. Today's reading is going to be a channeled one for a golden Lemurian quartz seed crystal. So I have done one of these before privately and I got some very interesting information. So the last time I downloaded information from this crystal, I saw what I believe to be Atlanteans. That's how they showed up to me, that's the word that came into my head, and I saw a family of about three, I think it was a family of three huddled together in the centre of a circle. It was like a stone circle in this kind of stone-like building, but around them was a circle of fire, and then behind the circle of fire was like a flood. It was water about to flood them, and what I was seeing, the fire was created by these half man, half dragon or Jekyll type people. They wore a metal Jekyll mask and then they had a bare torso. They wore like a cloth or shorts and then bare legs, and they used oil to create the fire. And this clashed with the time of the Atlanteans or the Lemurians. I don't know anything about it. This is just me interpreting the images I got when I was channeling. It clashed with them because they lived in a crystal age. So they got kind of free energy from using the constellations of the stars to generate energy using crystals. And they didn't need to use up the Earth's resources. And we probably still don't. I don't know. This is alleged. And for entertainment purposes. But yeah, it was definitely a pivotal time for changing their history. And what I saw was this family. There was a woman, there was a man, and there was a young child. I can't really tell the gender, but I would say a young boy. And the woman was much more she was much more of a light being, perhaps more connected to the crystal energy, or perhaps she just seemed to be able to levitate, whereas the other two were quite grounded. They could not do the same thing. They were more lower vibrational, and she had to leave them. She couldn't carry them, and she decided to levitate up, kind of like if you've seen Atlantis the film, Kida, I think it is, she has a crystal kind of like this. Well, this woman had a crystal. She levitated and then she looked directly at me as I was watching the vision. I was not present, but there was like breaking the fourth wall, so to speak. And she was very angry, and she kind of projected that anger onto me at first. And she threw some bits of ripped up paper, parchment paper, and she said, "Here, have it. You just go and have it." It was all that was left. She was very, very, very angry and hurt. And then when she passed over, she came to me again, and she was much more light and loving. And what she had given me was the remains of their knowledge and information. And I could interpret that as being the crystal that I have. But it didn't stop there. So what happened next was she showed me that even though oil took over, these man, basically what I'm hearing is man, the world we know today, how we run the world, took over at that point. They thought they destroyed all the crystals, basically. I saw like one main crystal. I think she showed me a portal, actually. I don't know where it was. I saw like a big tank rolling over the ground, and underneath the ground we went more into maybe like the ocean, and there was a portal there, and through that I went to, it was either Austria or it was Norway. It was one of those two in the Netherlands, and she took me like deep into this cave, right deep in the middle, and there was this large crystal which was the power. It was like generated the light being energy and the earth energy. I don't remember much about it now, but she said this is what keeps us light being still here. They can't find it. They think it's all destroyed, but it's not. We've hidden it here. And there was kind of like a hole at the ceiling, and they would transform these light beings into butterflies, bees, birds, and roam the beautiful fields with flowers to really understand humans, find out where they're going, where they're at with their journeys, and to keep their influence. But they're able to survive on crystal still. It hasn't been destroyed. So I'm going to channel now, see if I can get more information. And yes, okay, so I'll begin. I feel like my arms are hot, they're burning. There's kind of like a hook, or a snake, or a downward arrow movement. Been hooked. I see a monkey now with a black face, light brown fur, and it's got like a heart-shaped face, and it's got brown tail and a brown body, but with light brown fur around its back. It's crawling up a vine in the forest. The sun is peeking through the trees. There's a crowd walking in the forest. It's a crowd of men in hunting gear, on horses, and they're all talking, having a conversation. They're not really noticing the wildlife. They can hear the birds. The monkey can hear the crunch of the hooves on twigs and ground. And the monkey is signaling to a bird and a butterfly, and the butterfly is flying overhead, flying over the trees and landing on a leaf. And I feel like the tree is absorbing the information, and I'm watching it pan. So now I see a bird, I'm hearing chaffinch, it's picking this up, taking it to its young, and it's just spreading. Information is spreading. And this is what's happening in nature. It's going all the way around the world, passing information on. Always assessing what danger is coming, always discussing amongst each other. Preparing. I'm seeing it going around in a circle, like a spiral. Like a spiral. We think we're excluded from it and apart from it, but we're very much involved in it. We are the ants in this giant world, and nature is the giant world, taking in the information, our vibrations, and they pass it on to each other. Okay, I'm seeing a person now who's come in front of me. They're pulling my hair back like this. They're putting it behind my back because they want to whisper in my ear. I don't know who this person is, but they're saying, you're giving away all of our secrets. I don't know who they are. They're a bit touchy-feely. They're just like placing their hands here, dancing off, drifting away like smoke. Like a mischievous, dark energy. There's something dark that's part of this whole cycle. What is this darker being? Fairies. I'm hearing fairies. Okay, so what is the job of these fairies then? Why did you come and tell me that? I'm not telling you. But they are. They're the type that say, I'm not telling you, but they will. Because they like to stir mischief. Oh, I feel like they're saying they've got my back. And they're going to whisper in my ear now. They're going to talk to me. So these messages may come from fairies. I'm seeing like really sharp pulled back hats on them, or it's their hair. No, it's hats, they're saying. They want me to get it right. There's a few of them. One's here, the one's here, and there's like one here. They're just very playful and childlike. So a car has just gone past the window and they've just gone shh, as in to hide, as in to play. Lights off, no one's home. There's a really heavy low energy and presence when I hold this Lemurian quartz seed crystal, and the fairies don't like it and they want to hide from it. It's really heavy, it's like a rock, and I'm seeing a giant nose. I'm seeing the Easter egg statues on Easter Island. Really heavy, low vibrational energy. Underneath something is buried. What's under the heads on Easter Island, the stone heads? There's something there. Some buried treasure. The fairies are pulling me away from it. They're pulling me into a cave. They want to protect me and they want to hide, and it's a really tiny hole that they want to push me into. Okay. So I'm shrinking myself to go into the hole. It is still tight though and suffocating, and I feel like it's struggled to hold this form. They're still going shh. They're pouring, like they've got a leaf and they've got some kind of hot tea and they're pouring it in the leaf and they're passing it around and they're all drinking it. And they're doing some kind of symbol movements, and it's almost like it's a protection ritual or a protection spell. And it creates silence. It creates a vacuum so nobody can hear them. It's that kind of spell, because they're going to talk to me now. I've come to tell you that you are teaching us about humanity. They're showing me like a rocking horse. And we can see your sadness, because when you were a child, everything was presented to you as being safe and innocent and exploratory. And now you don't feel safe anywhere. Everything is tainted. That rocking horse feels more like a fantasy. It now feels like childhood was a fantasy, an escape. And it wasn't real. Kind of like Peter Pan in Neverland. That was childhood. Neverland was childhood. It wasn't real. It was an illusion of innocence and goodness. You have come here today to tell us the truth, and we will watch it blossom and grow, like we have a flower that is blooming in front of us, and it's a purple flower. We will blow the petals, and where they land is where good fortune will lie. It is who we will choose to work with. It landed on you. We will work with you. I thank them. And I pick up the petal and I feel the urge to put it under my collarbone, and it kind of absorbs into my skin and leaves a purple fingerprint. The time will come to tell you where to go when the illusion runs out, and they're showing me an hourglass, and the sand is running out, and the hourglass represents the illusion of goodness in the world, the fantasy, the escapism. Time will come when it will tell you when the fantasy will run out and where to go, and when that happens, you will find us in a place where we hide all good things. Sometimes we hoard good things because we're preserving good things. We're creating a sort of capsule for the good things of Earth and humanity until it all gets taken away and drained. You think that you're all here for lessons to grow and evolve the souls, yet everything is getting worse and the Earth is suffering. There has been some kind of flip, change. It shouldn't be this way, but it's been flipped. Don't worry. We keep records of all times and all events. Nothing can be erased from history. Nothing can be forgotten. All the parallel lives we have documented, all the good things we have hoarded. When your world perishes, there will be documentation of everything and all the good that was almost forgotten. For humanity cannot regress if they see the good everywhere. And unfortunately, it's like the good is being siphoned out right now, which is why we are salvaging it as much as possible. And we want to show you where we keep it and where you can store it yourself. So they show me this kind of, it's like if you lived in a cave, for example, instead of a cabinet, you'd maybe have a hole and like a curved stone shelf, and at the door is a film, is like film. It's not like a bubble, it's a film. It's I don't think I've seen material like it. It's like a portal film, yes. And in there is like, I'm seeing Ariel's Cave of Wonders, where she collects everything beautiful about the land, and it's a world she wants to be part of. That's what you came here for. That's why you incarnated, to be part of this world. Everything in here is the reason why you came. You need to collect your own. You need to start collecting all the good things and protecting it and keeping it in this portaled film stone cave cabinet, so that the negativity doesn't siphon up all of your good resources, because it will, they're saying. Remember the Atlantean times, that's what they did. They tried to siphon up all the good, and it was because they couldn't have control if all the good existed. Only people who don't understand the good energy, they cannot access the good energy, will want to destroy it because they deem it as weak, they don't see its value, and they cannot control it. All they have access to is power. They don't have access to love, they don't have access to light, they don't have the ability that those with love and light have. We want to say they know not what they do, but we will not excuse them. We want to keep the good things away from them. They still exist, and they have a hand in every pie. Yes, the crystal in the earth in the Netherlands, Austria, still exists, and it is what is creating the magic here to create portals, to create these protection bubbles and access it. We can access it. It would be best if everybody accessed it. We have to just protect it because it could be destroyed. Because you have to be a certain level of sensitivity to access it, and this is a place where it's quite easy to negate sensitivity. I have a gift that I want to show you, and it was given to me from my ancestor, and it's like a dark blue black stone, heart stone, with a tiny pale pink snake wrapped around it. Wear it around your neck and don't be frightened. I am frightened of this object. The snake is alive. It's very tiny, but it is alive. The snake is connected to the very pulse of humanity, the very rhythm. It has good instincts and it will strike when there is danger around. It is connected to this heartstone of negativity so that it keeps the pulse on the negativity so that you can strike and point it out and keep it away from you. And the negativity will know there's nothing here for them. You have been blessed with this gift. You have a Scorpio rising. This is your gift. Wear it proudly. Do not be ashamed of it. There is a lot of shame going around for people who stand up for themselves. They get called petty. They get called negative, unforgiving, and that may well be true in situations where they cannot heal. Whereas this can be used for foresight in predicting danger and striking it so it doesn't come close, not to use it to attack those for history that has already happened. And that is a gift. Foresight is real. Past, present, and future exist simultaneously. But what it can do is absorb the negativity of the past, the experiences that you have, so that it knows what to look out for in the future to strike and keep a pulse on, and then educate others on. And you can use your light, because your light is protected and it's growing in mass behind this stone. And you can use your light to educate people and take further action, like how nature talks to each other in a spiral. You can be part of our system. Really embrace this. That is your gift. My gift, I have green shoes. I can blend with the earth. If I start running, I will turn into wind in blades of grass. I can be protected by silence so nobody can hear me. I can whisper in people's ears and they'll never know that it's me, they'll think it's nature. I am a Taurus moon and a Taurus rising. This isn't me, and this is the fairy talking. They're saying they're a Taurus moon and a Taurus rising with a Capricorn sun. I know how to evade danger, which is why I don't have to think deeply about it. I don't have to experience it. I don't have to be sensitive to it. I simply am the physical world around me, and I manipulate my body as such to fit in. We all have different ways to protect ourselves. We all have different ways of experiencing the world. We are stronger together when we validate and make space for our special gifts. There is no one way to live here. There is no one way to experience it or maneuver it. I want to show you the world in the future, what it could look like. if you used your gift well. I'm seeing a line of deer, a very long line of deer in a field directly in front of me, and they're in side profile position. And then behind them in the far distance is a red sky with a sunset. And I'm getting that they're a guard for the fields. Their intelligence is heightened. Something happens where their intelligence is heightened, and they can communicate with humans in the sense that they can say back off, and humans leave them alone. There will be humans that want to take them on, but these deer are so connected to the earth that they can all stamp their feet together and create uneven floor. They can use the earth to work for their behalf and get rid of danger. And that's exactly what happens when you are sensitive to the earth around you, when you can morph into the earth around you, that you are not alone, you are never alone. You are connected in this spiral of communication and constant connection, and it all works together. When you stand up for something, you are backed up by all of nature, all around the world. So really use this gift. Really build on your relationship with nature. We're going to take you out of our cave now. The heads on Easter Island are not a threat anymore. They are far in the distance. They've let me out and I've grown to full size, and they've closed. They're kind of, you know, that film of like portal energy behind them, and they're back behind there. So I'm alone now. And I'm coming back into my environment where I am presently. I'm asking if there are any final messages. Yes, I'm seeing like something sprinkle overhead, something falling into me, and it's a citrus fruit. It looks like an onion, it's yellow, and it's round, and it has like, it looks like that at the top, like that. Almost like an onion, but it's yellow and it's a fruit. This will help cleanse and purify your system so that you can come and be with us in the light 5D. Eat fruit. And now I'm seeing a crown. I'm seeing a crown and a kingdom with the fruit, and because it's their way of life, that's the rule of their kingdom. So I'm going to thank them now. Thank you so much for talking with me, fairies. Thank you so much for showing me those bits of information and giving me those gifts and advice and connecting with me today, and for the Atlantean essence as well. Thank you so much. So I close down my chakras and I disconnect from this Lemurian quartz seed crystal. Okay. There's a tree outside my window, and I just feel very much still in my vision and meditation. I can almost feel it calling out to me, wanting to connect with me and share information with me. So I think I am going to go for a walk in nature today and connect with the world around me and get it started, and maybe have a fruit juice. So that was the channeled reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back to my videos again soon and enjoy this beautiful day wherever you are. Thank you. Bye.